Yes, that is one of the topics that I want to bring up here in just a moment. But
Okay.
hello, welcome all, one and all, once again. This is Real Nerds Only coming through to you with another week of gaming topics and information that you all may like to know. So, just starting off right up off the top of the bat, I just kind of wanted to go on ahead and give a nice little brief shout out to. So this isn't even involving anything gaming in particular. So this is just like general news. Like thoughts and prayers go out to the families on both ends of the spectrum as far as Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of crap going on. It's crazy. I know. Um, the battle over there is intense. Uh, that's about all I got to say. Just kind of keep them in your minds, keep them in your thoughts and prayers for all the
Well,
families that have to go through all that kind of stuff. It is a very difficult time, I know, especially just after, or I can't even say just after, during a course of a pandemic. So just kind of keep your minds open about that because it is a very rough time. We are all going through something different, and what they're going through is far more intense than anybody could possibly imagine. Both old and young are going through stuff like that. It's real tough. But aside from that, so the current game that I am playing right now is probably something that all of you might be familiar with. It just came out not too long ago. This is known as Elden Ring. So anybody who is familiar with the Dark Souls franchise, this is what it kind of steers around. If y'all have played any games that are similar to Dark Souls, maybe Sekiro, so Shadows Die Twice, as well as Star Wars Jedi. What is it? What was it called? I freaking lost it. Which one was it called? Mike, help me. Mike, Mike.
oh, my bad, my bad. But which Star Wars are you thinking of particularly?
I was
Like,
gonna say the most recent one that they made.
oh, oh my God, wasn't it Battlefield though? Wasn't Battlefield the next one? It wasn't the
Sir,
Battlefield.
sir, Battlefield is dice.
You're right. So which one just came out? Cause I didn't even get to play it, yo. Like the truth be
Jedi.
told, you
I
know.
want to say Jedi Fallen Order. So
Okay, that
that's
made
what it
more sense.
is. So it's
Yeah.
similar. It's got a similar playstyle to that, and it was inspired off of games that are similar to Dark Souls. So that is what this
Oh,
game is. If anybody wants to know any other information on Elden Ring, I definitely say give it a shot. Check it out online.
Battlefront.
It is on the Steam store for the solid price of $59.99, as well as any other platform. I believe I saw somebody playing this on their Nintendo Switch, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Are you
Uh,
serious? I didn't know that. That was
yeah,
out on.
so it's pretty dope. There's a lot that goes on. It's an open world RPG game. There's a lot that's happening. Many different styles to play as. A lot of player progression. The gaming can be pretty brutal and also very frustrating. So be prepared to play like constant amounts of hours on this game. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. If you are a hardcore gamer and would like a challenge, I definitely recommend this game.
I beat that joint in 1 second.
Yeah, right.
Just saying, yo. You know, I just finished beating Street Fighter on the hardest setting, and people was like, "Man, why do you play like that? You'll never beat it." And then I ended up beating it with like a majority of half of the characters already. So it's
Right.
just funny to me when people challenge, my hardcore gaming skills. So it's just,
Well, it'd be
just thinking,
interesting to
man.
see you
I
play
get the
this
try.
because it took me like an hour and a half just to go through the first boss.
That's crazy. Yeah, you
So I
probably just got
died
equipped.
constantly.
Like,
I
did
died
you have to
constantly
equip
back and forth.
stuff?
Hmm?
Do you equip like weaponry of like something that's stronger, or do you have to attach like something towards your weapon or your character itself? You know what I'm saying? Like to where it makes them strong enough to deal damage to people, because
Uh,
that's always important in games like that. I would assume.
that is very true. So, like I was saying, there is a lot of player progression as you're playing the game. So, the more you go through and then you battle different enemies and foes, uh, you're also leveling up your character's attributes in different sorts of ways. So, you'll level up not only their health bar, but also, their strength, their vitality, the endurance that they may have, different kinds of powers as far as spells may go. If you're using any kind of spell magic, all different things kind of play in part as you're going through the game and trying to battle out against all these different time zones. There's so much to it.
Wow.
And
And is it
speaking of the
it's
devil, I
co-op?
just died over something very so simple.
Damn. Is it co-op? Like, would I be able to play with you, and then we all be able to play together, right?
Yep, that is also a thing. So I believe it's up to maybe 3 or 4 player co-op.
Okay.
Keep in mind, if you're trying to call in another person to come and help you battle, it takes a consumable that you'll have to craft, if not find out in the open world some kind of way. Maybe after defeating an enemy or just randomly stumbling upon it throughout the open world as is. So if you pick one of those up, you'll have the option to call in a friend wherever it may be. They have to be somewhere within the same location as you, within their own world. Once you kind of communicate that and then figure it out, you can call them or they can call you over to help. Now, if they die or if you die, they return to their own. They resume their solo play like they used to, and then you'll be left in the dark, or vice versa. So it's really challenging.
Oh, I ain't know that. I
Yeah,
saw a little bit of the gameplay on Twitch. I was watching RDC World play it, and like he was playing with his friends and all that, and it looked fun, you know. But I didn't know it was that challenging and all that type of stuff.
yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. For me, I've been just kind of rocking the samurai class because I love the samurai. I always
Hmm.
have. Like Asian ethnic battle from like way back in the day was always a cool thing for me. But
Did you hear about Just thinking about it. Did you hear about the new Babylon's 4? The new Square Enix game that they got coming up?
I have not actually. Oh, by the way, I just kind of wanted to give the kind of an introduction for those of you who may not know. The other person that is speaking right now, this is Young Wheezy 16.
Uh,
Uh, so just kind of
Word, for those that
introducing
don't
this
know,
man right
Young
here,
Weezy. Word.
aka A66, aka Burger King, aka the South Boss,
Mighty healthy and all that, yeah.
aka Mighty Healthy,
Yeah.
aka Herbalife, Earn a Life.
I just owned up to my name yesterday, basically, when I was playing Street Fighter. I got a 7 winning streak, and I just counted it on that. You know what I'm saying, on that account.
Good shit.
On World Warrior, which is the hardest setting on Street Fighter, for those that don't know.
No, I
Not
feel
easy.
you.
Yeah.
All right, so
Cause I
as you were saying, you were talking about
oh yeah, they got a new game by Square Enix. It's called Babylon's 4. It looks very interesting. It's just like Elden Ring, but it's a little bit more like fantasy based type of adventure. It's more like something that was just like someone really took their imagination and just took it to the far end, and it looks really good. For those that are into like Final Fantasy and anything like that, I would think they would want to check this out.
nice.
So I just posted a trailer for it. Um, it's like at least 1 minute, like 50 seconds or 30 seconds or something like that. So anybody interested should definitely check it out. Um, what else did I want to talk about? I know Rockstar. We got to talk about what Rockstar's doing right now. Grand Theft Auto 6 is still like the highest anticipated game and what everyone is talking about. And the reason why, because this game sells freaking billions, when this game come out. So the next one that's gonna come out is gonna be in Miami, and people are wondering what is it gonna be like. Is it gonna be like the same as like the last ones that came out, or something completely different? So far, completely different. I've heard that around April 2024 they should have it probably releasing. So that's a official release date. So if any of those are keeping up to date on that, and I believe Dave Chappelle is going to be on the game too.
Wow,
Supposedly.
really?
Yeah, he's
That's
doing like
some
a
new
voice.
information.
Yeah, I was excited to see that. I was like, "What? Dave is gonna be on there?" Because personally, I wanted to work with Dave on like the game that I have in mind and all that stuff. So seeing that, it just made me happy because we losing like a real kings that really have like this humor and this interesting like conscience of a mind that I would love to work with. So knowing that they doing that, that's awesome. It's
I love
awesome.
that. Dave Chappelle. I never thought that anybody like him would actually be involved in a video game, a wholesome
Yeah,
game like that. That's definitely something different.
amazing, yo. I'm excited about that. They
Oh yeah.
um they saying that the map is this is gonna be the biggest map, even bigger than I think San Andreas and all that stuff. There's gonna be a bigger map for this game, and I'm curious of how that's gonna be because I was like, Vice City wasn't that big compared to San Andreas. And when you look at San Andreas, it's like almost looking like 3, 4 states of like a map. It looks like so. For this one to be bigger, I'm curious like how that's gonna be and how that's gonna play out. And then what else they had? Oh, I heard they adding hacking into the new Grand Theft Auto, like how they did for Watch Dogs. They're hacking. They got like a hacking side on this game now. So I wonder how that's gonna play out because is it gonna be something new or is it gonna relate to something that is already out already? Like how Watch Dogs and Ubisoft was doing.
Word.
Um yeah, what else did they have? They had like the new state of play. Recording. They had the new state of play, which with PlayStation, because now PlayStation is trying to match against what Microsoft is doing with the Game Pass. Well, and that's going to be interesting how that works out. So, for those that are interested in how that's going to play out, definitely tune into that. It's definitely on YouTube. Um, what else have I been looking into? There's a new Pokemon coming out. The new Pokemon Violet. Did you see that?
I didn't. Nope.
So they got the new Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, and that's gonna be amazing because they just brought out Arceus, and a lot of people love Arceus.
Arceus or Arceus? I don't know if it's pronounced a certain way.
Arceus, I like it's Arceus. I believe it's Arceus.
Alright. Well, you heard that. That is really awesome info. You got anything else?
Um, I'm checking right now. Hold on.
I was like, 'cause for me, I got maybe a couple different things.
Oh,
Just a couple. I ain't got much, but
well, I'm checking right now. Um,
Yeah, bro,
well,
he don't really like that. You feel me?
I feel.
Alright, uncle, I'm gonna be around.
So I'm
Yo,
checking
bro,
right.
if anything, pull up to my side to smoke, yo.
No,
He don't like smoke that shit.
right. So I'm looking right now. PlayStation Now confirms day one for all the March 2022. They got the PlayStation Now thing going, and that should be good because for March we should have a lot of new games that people want to play on PlayStation side as well as Xbox. I don't know what Xbox has in mind, but PlayStation got a lot coming out this month. So if anybody interested in that, you should definitely check that out. Um, a lot of the Japanese games I heard because of this pandemic is being delayed. So that's gonna be crazy. So I hope they don't, delay Street Fighter Six. When Street Fighter Six is finally in the talk, I pray that they get to do everything that they need to do. Because that game is very highly anticipated, and I hope that
absolutely.
they do that to where the next series of Street Fighter, like, because people want that cross platform like thing again. Like, I think personally it would be nice to have that on the new gen. Did you ever get to play Street Fighter X Tekken? You know what I'm
You
talking
know
about?
I'm not. You know I'm not good with fighting
Oh
games.
my god.
You
Well, for
know I'm
those
not good
that
with fighting
play
games.
that game, I do believe that game is going to come back around again. And because that's been in hot talk. Even Scalebound. I don't know if you heard about Scalebound. When we was in college at the time,
I didn't
that
hear about
game was supposed
Scalebound.
to come. Yeah, that's back in the talks also to where people want to play that again. And y'all should definitely tune in on that. I want to play that because I had a great gaming idea to do something just in similarities of that, but a little bit different. So if they don't do it, it gives us a chance to do that. So if anybody interested in a dragon RPG, like something where it's adventurous, y'all should definitely check that out. I think they should still do it. You know what I'm saying? The more the merrier. Like I think I love video games. Period. On that behalf. And the AO Neo 2. Now I don't know for people that I've been getting people interested into this PC handheld. Y'all should definitely check out the AO Neo 2. It's one of the latest handhelds out right now. So for those that need like a computer in their hand to you know work on stuff instead of like a whole laptop, this is the way to do it. Um, I'm excited to get involved with that. If you didn't get to check that out,
Cool beans.
what else I got in? There was a lot I got in mind. Hold on.
Well, while you're still kind of
Oh,
looking
the
for
new
that,
GTA, it features
go ahead.
Eminem. I remember they had that. They said Eminem was going to be on there, so I think he gonna have his music on the new Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm looking at that.
Hmm. Not bad.
What else do we have in mind? Um, had a whole bunch in mind, yo. What else I was trying? Is there anything else that you have in mind that you want to talk? You said there was events.
I would.
I'm still curious on that.
So I was kind of going back on the whole thing about E3 kind of being delayed again, for like the second or third time. And it's all a lot of this is all due to the pandemic being a big benefactor of everything. So E3,
Mhm.
we all know it. We've all seen it. And I kind of pulled up an article just because of it. So this is on the gameshub.com. So all this is really
Mhm.
telling us is a lot about the big gaming events that are going on within 2022, and then a lot of them are in different locations across the globe. So these are all happening at different times, mind you. The Dice Summit that should have happened, I believe that already happened somewhere within Las Vegas during the month of February. So I think that was pretty cool. They even showed some things involving Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, Unpacking, The Artful Escape, as well as The Forgotten City. So there's a lot of
Oh,
different indie talented video games that were arise somewhere within Australia, and that's where a lot of this stuff is happening. But yeah, E3
wow.
is being delayed once again. We're not entirely certain when it is supposed to begin once again, but the predicted date for when E3 2022 is supposed to come back up should be within the month of June. All right, so just kind of keep your minds open about that. We'll bring on some more information whenever that does finally decide to show back up somewhere right before the month of June if we start to see more information.
Oh,
Aside from that, there is the Supernova Comic Con and gaming that is happening all over Australia within the next couple of months. The first one has happened within March of 2022, so I think the last day was actually today. So that was over here in Melbourne. If anybody knows anybody that had previously attended the Supernova Comic Con within Melbourne, Australia, please send us any information that you may have as far as that is concerned. I know that they're kind of throwing down a whole lot of different video game related exhibitors as well as international special guests. Uh, but that's something that we would really like to know, so that way that we can spread the news and information about that. If you have pictures as well, we would also like to see any kind of cosplay pictures that y'all may have there at the
oh, that,
Comic Con that is happening. So we would love to see that too. Let me see. There is also the exact same thing. So Supernova Comic Con is happening as well in Sydney and I believe that's Queensland. So
okay.
yeah, and those are happening somewhere within the month of April. All right, so April 9th and 10th,
Oh,
that's happening over there, and then they may have one more in June as well.
okay.
So that'll be cool, really cool. So the EA Expo, or the E3 Expo. That's the one that I was talking about.
Okay.
Dates still to be determined. Keep your minds open about that. Again, it is going to be another online event due to the pandemic. I believe maybe after 2022 they'll probably start making moves to try to bring it back to LA again, so that way that they can have in person arrivals and displays, so that way that y'all can see everything first person on screen and just be a part of the moment. So
Hmm.
again, E3 2022 should be happening somewhere within June, and then 2023 will be again in person, possibly. I'm gonna strictly stick with possibly. We don't know what could happen as far as the pandemic goes. America's getting pretty iffy about that kind of stuff.
Yep.
We also have, so this one might be of might be of interest to you by chance, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But this one is called Gamescom, and this one is happening somewhere within the
Oh.
ranks of Germany. And this one will be happening in August, in between the days of the 24th up to the 28th. It remains one of the world's absolute biggest consumer video game conventions. They send out pretty much everything, so it's kind of like this big, giant gaming convention,
Hmm.
but it is held and hosted within Germany, and the host is Geoff Keighley. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open about Gamescom in 2022 happening in August. And here's a cool one. So this one is also to be determined, probably later on during this year. It is the Tokyo Game Show. So, as you might expect, it plays host to a slew of Japanese developers and publishers, while it used to be quite a significant video game event for Western audiences to keep an eye on. Many of the companies typically featured have now established themselves more firmly in other English speaking events during the year. So, they just kind of focus mainly what they do on games that are like far more interest to the local Japanese market. So if you think of anything like those local gaming arcade cabinets that you might have over like your local arcades that are very Japanese oriented, like the racing games or maybe some shooting games, fighting games, stuff like that, um, as well as even Nintendo uh, publishers. Anything involving that kind of stuff, they will be, excuse me, displaying literally everything as far as that kind of stuff goes. So if y'all have an interest in a lot of different Japanese or just Asian oriented video games that involve a lot of action, suspense, drama, just about anything in that era or genre, definitely
Yeah.
check that out. Keep your eyes and ears open about that kind of stuff, because that is very, very nice news to hear. But that is about all I've got. Mike, you got anything else?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier about the state of play and like the PlayStation Now, like PlayStation Now is trying to compete with Xbox, and Xbox been competing very well. But what broke my heart about like what was going on with the Game Pass, they took out Kingdom Hearts 3, Titanfall, and other titles. And I was like, why would they do that? I would think a lot of people are still trying to play that and do all that type of gaming, but apparently not. But I would assume they're making room for more to come. So we gotta stay tuned for that. And I don't know if you heard. I think this would be interest to you. Like Mad Max 2. You remember Mad Max?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's in development in Avalanche Studios. They had like talk about that. So for people that are into Mad Max, definitely stay tuned for the next game of that. And what else did they have? There was a lot of other things that was taking place at the time. I'm looking at it. Let me see. Oh, Rockstar is trying to, dig a little bit deeper and trying to bring back some of the forgotten series of what they was working on before, and now they trying to bring it back again. So I know Rockstar is trying to do more than just Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah. So I think Max Payne was one of them or something like not Max. Was it Max Payne? What did they work on? Not Max Payne. It was something else in general that they brought up, and they was like, "Yo, they're gonna remake that again." It's not Max Payne, but it's something different. But I'm thinking about Max Payne because I love Max Payne. I wish they would keep going forward with that game because I never played anything like that in my life, and nothing is even you know reaching that level of that type of frequency. Um, what else? Nintendo just had their direct. I know that if people are into Nintendo, they just had that happened this. Well, that was last month. I don't know if they have them on this month, but definitely tune in on that because that Super Mario Strikers. I think I mentioned that in the other video. I'm excited about that, and that game is going to be spectacular, especially being on the next gen of what's taking place today. We'll definitely stay tuned for that. Um, what else did I have in mind? Let me see. I'm looking right now because I know we got a whole bunch. Because when I was taking notes, I took a whole bunch of notes, but I also added a lot of know new things. We got Scalebound. You already mentioned Seafood. I think I mentioned this before. Sony stocks went up, 20%, buying the Square stocks, which is amazing.
Hmm.
And I think we mentioned that. And I think that's about everything. Let me see. I think I didn't get to, make any new posts about what's going on. I know in Ghostwire Tokyo, did you get to play Ghostwire Tokyo? No, that's on PS5. But I know that just came out and that was a big talk and a big topic at the time. We was trying to make a video.
Hmm.
People need to, inform more people like me into that because I would like to definitely see that. Oh, Gran Turismo 7, I think just came out today or something like that. That game is amazing because they focused on not just the driving but the weathering system. So, like, what's cool about that is like when it rains and then the sun come up and you see how it melts. Usually, like, well, not melt but evaporates the rain and stuff. Like you'll see that type of science in the game. So if it's snow and the sun come out, you're gonna see the snow melt. Like things a little bit more different on there, which they gave it like a realer feel for like when you really driving. So I
Hmm.
wanted to check that out because I was like, imagine Grand Theft Auto was more serious about like the weather and as well as the performance of things. That would be a very beneficial thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the weather is just as important as the graphics. So
I agree.
yeah, because I don't think any game really focused on that other than Battlefield. Battlefield was like one of the main games that focused on it. But then they had like 200,000 people just sign a petition because they wanted their money back for some reason. Something happened. So I'm like, that's crazy to me, and I'm trying to figure out why that happened. But that really happened, yo.
In a way, a part of me doesn't feel like that's much of a surprise. Stuff can
Yeah.
happen like that.
Call of Duty never went through that type of stuff, so it's like, damn, what's Battlefield?
They were never like that.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, they gotta do something about that, yo, because I didn't even get to play that game yet. And for people to sign a petition, to start a whole petition on it, yeah, that's reckless. Like, they gotta do something better. And to get 200,000 freaking signatures, that's a lot,
That is a lot.
you know? That is a lot, yo. And I'm like, oh my god. We can't go through that when we create video games and have stuff out there like that. That's just how I look at it. Um, they got that new Sonic Frontiers that's coming out. I'm definitely interested in that. I don't know if you play Sonic or not. What
Nah,
else?
not really.
Not into Sonic?
That's just me
Really?
personally.
Oh, not Pokemon Arceus. But yeah, other than that, I think that's about the main topics of what's been going on lately. Like I guess because we know that PlayStation they didn't go for Take Two, they went for Bungie, and I thought that was interesting. I would think they would have went for Take Two because Take Two got Grand Theft Auto as well as all these other excellent games. But Bungie is so interesting, I guess, because of the the multiplayer side of things. Like I don't think not even Call of Duty or Battlefield is matched up against that because when you have like a hit marker on that game, it's usually very perfect. Like you really did that accurately, and then you actually get the results of what you are doing in the game perfectly back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think PlayStation is doing because they almost just took a big L, but they did it in a way because of what they just obtained and what could possibly grow since they are paying them more money than usual nowadays to keep going forward with this whole studio thing. So I'm curious for what's going to happen next. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, let me
Yes.
see, and I think that was good. Other than that, I think that's like all the new gaming news nowadays. I was like, nothing really big, particularly coming up. There's just a lot of new games we have to look forward to for the E3. And but you just said that it even got postponed. So hopefully, things will come in more better organization. Maybe they need Apple computers or something. But we'll see and find out how that's going to happen.
Yeah,
And
I
oh
like
yeah, Saints
Xbox.
Row. Don't forget about Saints Row. Yeah, Saints Row's coming out this August. They
Another
postponed
one?
that. Yeah, you didn't see the new Saints Row.
I guess I'm gonna have to look on that one too again.
Yeah.
We'll bring that one up the next time that we make another video, so that way maybe I can pull up a trailer and throw it in the description or something. But
Okay. Yeah.
that'll be about it for today. Um, I'd like to thank our sponsor today, Raid Shadow. Now let me stop. Um, but that's about it for today. That's been me. I have pizza. I'm probably about to change my name here soon. I'm not really sure just yet, but
If
I'm
you have the
pizza.
perfect name,
Yeah, something clean, something simple.
I
Maybe
understand. And I'm Weezy. Wow.
maybe the
I'm
humble
young, but
style.
I'm Weezy. You know what I'm saying? And after that, that's a real math problem. That's how I be trying to get them.
A real math problem.
Yeah, you know how I spell my joints. Y-U-N-G, the O missing for a reason. They be like, oh, and then W33ZY16, and then if you do the math, it's almost like crazy eights. You know.
You're breaking my brain, bro.
I know, yo. I challenge the brain all the time, yo. The brain's a beautiful thing
I'm gonna
to
need you
not
to
ever run
stop.
away.
Let my brain relax a little bit.
Nah, man. I definitely gotta work your brain, yo, because I need it for bigger projects that the world ain't never seen yet, yo.
You gonna give a man Alzheimer's? You gotta relax.
So you're gonna have Alzheimer's by the time you like 30.
Yep.
That's gonna be crazy. I'm like, damn, cause
I'm gonna
that's
walk
what we
into a
need it
room and
for.
I'm gonna walk into a room and then be like, now what was the hell was I doing again?
Oh my god, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm gonna have to definitely get you something for that. I got medicine. I'm pretty sure there's medicine somewhere for that,
No,
yo.
no medicine.
Gotta be medicine.
No, no medicine. But aside from that, that's been us. Wheezy, pizza, real nerds only. Check us out. I will leave a link to the information in regards to the gaming events that are coming out here in the description, as well as
Yeah.
an article from IGN on the Elden Ring and what one of the top reviewers have posted down as far as the game goes. So again, if you'd like to check it out, definitely go ahead. It will be down in the description. Aside from that,
Wow.
we will see y'all next time we see you. Be easy, be safe, and we will see y'all guys next time. Peace.
Dose.